We often picture the brain as the absolute boss, sending direct electrical shocks down to a mechanical heart to tell it when to beat. But that strict, top-down chain of command doesn't actually match biology. Your heart possesses its own localized command center, a sort of mini-brain that makes critical decisions entirely on its own. Scientists call this local network the intrinsic cardiac nervous system. This is a summary page from a recent scientific paper showing this system is a physical reality. A complex web of neurons is embedded directly into the walls of the heart, and as the text outlines, they fall into two distinct groups. Instead of passively waiting for instructions from your head, this local neural web actively talks back and forth with the central brain, serving as a highly engaged communication hub. Ultimately, your survival depends on this local intelligence. It acts as the final gatekeeper, integrating signals from the brain with the heart's own local needs to maintain life-sustaining performance. Researchers discovered that this local mini-brain relies on two specific teams of neural co-pilots. The first team is made up of what scientists call Npy-positive neurons. You can think of them as the heart's cruise control. Looking at the blue section of this diagram, you can see how they are physically laid out. These Npy neurons have broad projections, meaning their physical wiring reaches out like a net across almost the entire heart. They take their primary orders from the vagus nerve, a pathway coming from the central nervous system that essentially acts as the body's chill-out wire to help you rest and digest. When that resting signal comes in, these neurons get to work. They manage the steady daily rhythm of your pulse, and they ensure that blood flows smoothly through the coronary arteries to feed the heart muscle itself. The stakes for this daily maintenance are incredibly high. If this specific group of neurons is removed or damaged, the heart's basic engine simply gives out and fails. So the Npy neurons act as your essential daily managers, guaranteeing that your heart executes its most basic life-sustaining tasks minute by minute. But what happens when you aren't resting? That's where the second team comes in, the DDAH1 positive neurons. This is the heart's emergency turbulence crew. Looking at the red section, you'll notice a stark difference. These neurons have restricted projections, pointing directly to specific target areas. And instead of the chill-out wire, they listen to the stellate ganglion, the nervous system's main alarm bell for panic and stress. That alarm bell rings during extreme conditions. In the lab, researchers observe this crew activating when mice are put through severe physical or psychological stress, like being placed inside a tight restraint tube. During a crisis like that, adrenaline spikes, and the heart is pushed to its absolute limits. This turbulence crew acts as an internal stabilizer, preventing the electrical system from glitching under the sudden heavy load. We can see exactly what happens if they fail. This trace shows a heart's electrical rhythm breaking down into chaotic, jagged noise during extreme stress, when those stabilizing neurons are disabled. That makes this second crew a built-in biological surge protector. They sit quietly in the background, only stepping in to save the system when it's pushed to the breaking point. What researchers have mapped out is a highly intelligent split management system living right inside the chest, one perfectly tuned to balance both routine efficiency and sudden emergencies. This genomic map visualizes exactly how distinct they are. By plotting the genetic data of these cells, the separated color-coded clusters show us that these two types of neurons have entirely unique identities, allowing them to operate without getting in each other's way. They work in complete synergy. The blue cruise control team keeps your blood pumping smoothly while you sleep, and the red turbulence crew is fully primed to keep you alive if you suddenly have to fight or flee. Having these two independent teams on site gives the human heart a remarkable level of resilience, letting it adapt instantly to whatever physical or emotional environment you find yourself in. Understanding this hidden command center opens up exciting new avenues for medicine. Instead of giving a patient a drug that blankets the whole heart, doctors are looking at how to target these specific neural co-pilots. In the near future, if a patient is experiencing a dangerous electrical breakdown, a treatment could be designed to precisely activate only that emergency turbulence crew to restore a safe rhythm. This local intelligence works constantly to protect you, providing a specialized layer of control that is built right into the heart muscle itself. With one team managing the daily cruise control and the other acting as an emergency stabilizer, your heart is always ready for whatever comes next.